Oh-ho! Yo-hoy! Hee-haw! A doobly-doo! That's a phrase, right? Hello, beautiful rogues! Today is Thursday. And guess what? We got boxes. We got boxes on boxes on boxes. Today, we've got 3 major pieces of content that we're going to walk through. And most importantly, some of you guys are noticing, the place looks a little bit fancied up. Made a lot of progress over the last 48 hours. Hello, Isaiah. How are you? Well, let me go ahead and turn this down just a scooch. That way I'm not hearing my own voice blast out at me. Let me know if you guys are hearing any, what do you call it, any echo from the room. Good morning, Dylan. How are you? So, one thing I noticed, take a look at this. We got a couple of, I'm trying to not set up anything without you guys being here because I want a chronicling of how the whole studio's set up. And eventually, spoiler alert, you guys are going to learn everything about how I think about YouTube, and you're going to learn how to read all the metrics and all that stuff. So here's what you missed over the last couple of days because I didn't capture it live. We got LED tubes. Here, let me switch over to this. There we go. We got LED tubes, and I like these so much. I thought I was getting 4-foot ones, but I ended up only getting 2-foot ones. But I love them because they're half the price, and that means I get to get 2 more. So we got 2 more of these coming. They really fill this area super nicely. Yeah, let's get a little zoom in there. And we'll eventually be playing with a whole bunch of different lighting stuff in there. Nice tubes. Hello, Meryl Barr. Hello, Nick Valentine. Teen Time? We'll see. The other thing you guys missed is this 3-shot here. We set this up for our Tuesday night comedy program. The sainted Nathan bravely stood up to the challenge of just all at once being told, hey, we're gonna go live, figure it out. So he threw this together, and we'll eventually set it all up. Nick Valentine. Good morning, Sterling. How are you? Good morning, B1G. Good morning, Subotai. Good morning, Horrible Edgar. I don't like saying Horrible Edgar. Eddie H. Eddie the Horrible. Yeah, I don't know. What's up, LJ? As a matter of fact, I've got a meeting with Deviant and Bobak. We're feeling out, I think we got 3 really good episodes coming up. But we're about to have our first case study in why people are asking why set up the studio. And quite simply, of all the currencies on the planet, time is the only truly scarce one. And let's spend some with Meryl Barr. What's up, Meryl?
Hello, Brian. Big caller here. First time, long time. How you doing, sir?
I like the fact that you just announced that you're a big caller. That's great.
Dude, like, I've been watching fires all night, hoping I didn't.
Oh my God, yeah, that's happening.
It's. I mean, now we're totally a morning show at this point. Like,
well, I mean, we can take a little moment for the fact that parts of the world are frozen and parts of the world are on fire.
Fire, like I am. The big problem is that I've never felt. I like where I live in Los Angeles. I live not far from where Tom lives. To give you perspective, and it's like this is the first time I felt like I don't like where I live now. Like,
I mean, that's always been California for me, specifically Southern California. Great place to visit. Didn't enjoy the months I lived there. Didn't enjoy the traffic. Didn't like the threat of earthquakes. Didn't like the fact that it's constantly on fire and has riots.
Well, the big issue is that normally it's like 1 or 2 fires are going at once. So you're always looking at a map going, okay, that fire's over there, so I'm going to go in the opposite direction. There's a fire to my west. I will make sure to go east if things get hinky. There's a fire to my north. I'll make sure to go south. There was a fire in every direction last night.
Yep. Nope. I 100% believe that. Hey, Meryl. So I know you have opinions about the quad shot. What do you think of this composition right here? I know you hate the cable one, But with that backlight on there in the upper right, that's not a bad study in contrast.
My whole point only point I was making
with the wires, yeah. But I'm asking you about.
It's not even the wire. Well, it's not even the wires. It's that there's nothing in it, right? It's just I'm staring at the back of monitors.
Oh no, see, to me, okay. So this is gonna be where, like, I don't mind when art doesn't agree with me, but I do mind if it's not doing a thing on purpose. And the thing I like about the upper right shot is that it has a little bit of glamour that the other shots do not. Glamour exists in the shadows, and the upper right shot is sort of composed of negative space, and it's only going to get better as it's all silhouette. And I don't know what I'll use it for, but I could picture some kind of narrative message where, as I'm talking, this might be an important shot where it's like, whatever I'm saying, you know, I do want to convey this sense of a shadow figure. It's the character of the banker from Deal or No Deal, essentially.
Yeah. Well, the other big point I was making, though, was that, okay, if you want to keep that, then lose the lower third one that's got the lower left one that's got nothing in it at the table, and then make something needs to be your computer screen, what you're seeing on your computer.
Oh, yeah. So I was just explaining when you called that some version of this. Again, it's in development. But speaking of which, here, let me get back to this because I was explaining. I'll call in if you got something else. All right.
Right.
So we're nearing on one of the very first, happened earlier than I expected, real world case examples of why having an extremely short pipeline is about to be very, very valuable. And in fact, so I guess 14 hours ago, I heard about, did you hear about these telepathy tapes? Little thing called the #1 podcast in America right now, ahead of Joe Rogan. Long story short, it asserts that that autistic kids have psychic powers, and specifically, in fact, there we go. Once I got that shot, let me kill that. Oh, what are you doing, my guy? You don't get to. Oh, I see. I have the wrong one. Maybe you do get to. There we go. So we'll do this. Did that take shot? Now that we got that locked off, we're going to turn that off so it won't follow me. Although in general, the following's not bad. That's another thing that conveys. I'm big on things that say a lot without saying a single word, and the mere panning and scanning of that says something. But we're going to have an opportunity to test the benefit of this kind of setup because there's something time-based that's coming up around the corner. The telepathy tapes, I'll save a lot of this content for the actual thing, but if you've seen my stage lecture, I talk about an effect called the idiomotor response. We also covered it on the Ouija board episode, and basically whatever the mind thinks of, the body can't help but make small micromuscular movements in accordance with it. And there are people who fool themselves by way of dowsing. There are people who fool themselves with what they call facilitated communication. And there are horrifying stories of a facilitated communicator talking to a mentally handicapped person who, you know, grabbing the hand, pointing to yes, no, spell words and all that stuff. Because the effect is so seductive, it actually causes people to, it fools yourself. And that's what I want to say in this video. But this one person was able to convince themselves that locked inside was a nuanced, fascinating person who was in love with them, and they were in love with them. And they were able to convince themselves that they wanted to have a consensual sexual relationship with a non-communicative, locked-in person. That person is serving 12 years for rape. So, facilitated communication, bad scene. This podcast makes sure not to use the phrase facilitated communication because that's on the outs, but it's essentially the same thing, only it asserts that it's communicating through telepathy. There's a confluence of everything from the ratcheting effect, which is you give, if a nonsense answer is given, then you're like, no, fix it. And so you get unlimited retries, so eventually you get a hit. There's also remembering the hits, forgetting the misses. There's also shotgunning. But the core of it is the ideomotor effect, which, unless you've done it yourself, it's very difficult to believe is as powerful as it is. And the example here, one we could do all now. As a matter of fact, let's do this. This will be a proto run. This will be a test before the real thing. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to, the pedal setup. This will be a good pedal one. There we go. Okay. Wait. All right. Here we go. You're not going anywhere for just a minute, right? We could take just a minute. I want you to, here, I'll go ahead and, here, for me, I'll actually just take my hoodie thing out. For you guys, since you're not going anywhere, what I want you to do is I want you to unplug your mouse. Unplug your mouse and hold your mouse like this. Dangle it. If you have a hoodie pull, go ahead and do that. If you want to remove your laces off of your shoe, you could do that. We're going to set up a little pendulum, just like so. You need a weight down at the bottom. Let me get zoomed in nice and tight on this. There we go. There we go. And down just a scooch. There we go. Okay, so keep that dangled right there. And I hope you guys are actually trying this at home. But just focus and imagine that pendulum swinging forward and backwards. And what will happen is you will not consciously be causing anything to happen, but if you perceive in your mind that you're doing psychic stuff and you're pushing it with your mind forward and backwards, it will move in accordance with it. And then this is the real magic part. Now change your mind and decide, instead of going forward and backwards, it's going to go in a circle. And simply by visualizing it going into a circle, it will actually do so. Okay? This is an important part. And then you can make it go back into a line just by thinking of it. The important thing here is that unless you have played with that a lot, most people have not experienced the fact that it is very, very powerful to fool yourself. And well-intentioned people have been fooled. It's called the clever Hans effect. People don't realize that unconsciously they're affecting and broadcasting, essentially telling on themselves. But in the case of this story, it's a very compelling narrative where, imagine sprinkled on top of all of this stuff, the emotional hook of having a child who you love very, very much, who's non-communicative, and all you want in the world is for them to be able to talk and connect with you. And then you have essentially a magic trick that seems to do that. And this podcast lays everything out. And at any rate, all of this stuff, that's what's happening. That is culturally on the upswing. Under the traditional Modern Rogue format, it would be a good 2 to 3 weeks before I could get an episode out about it. But with this setup, in our good enough production scheme and my good enough skills as an editor and good enough sound and good enough lighting and all that stuff, we're about to, over the next few days, hopefully I'll be able to turn around a video that reaches people at the peak of the universe's need to hear this story and try this experiment, to learn about the ideomotor response, to learn about Chevreul's pendulum, the importance of double-blind testing, all that stuff. So time is the only currency that is truly scarce and ultimately the only one that ever matters. Whenever we spend money, oftentimes we're just buying shortcuts for time. So that's why we're building all of this. That's why we're doing all of this. We're making everything as narrow a pipeline as we can, so we get that gap from Brian's brain to the rest of the world. But The stuff I have to get to first is we have to build out the infrastructure, which means we're going to do two things. We're going to unbox these guys. I like the fact that somebody thought they were a radar gun. And we're going to play with opportunities to get the chat on the prompter. So let's do this. This is the prompter shot right here. Let me switch on over to this shot. I'm going to steal this camera to let you guys see what I'm seeing over here. There we go. All right. So what we want to do is we did have previously just this as a monitor and dragging it over, but that has problems with it, including the fact that, oh, look, looks like a little bug running around. First of all, some people noticed that the brightness on there caused a halo effect that was visible, so I turned down the brightness as low as it could go. But even then, if I drag over something, oh, let's do this. If I drag, oh yeah, that doesn't drag over. If I drag over something, it might show up. So let's do this. If we do text, there's the prompter on there. And then I could set it up with the foot pedal to keep on going. There will be, and in fact, this might be one of those rare times that I write a script. In general, I don't write scripts because I like to internalize everything and give the impression that I'm speaking extemporaneously like I am right now. But nowadays, we live in this awesome world of having essentially crutches for the ADD in the form of ChatGPT. The detailed work of being able to wave my hands and say, format it like this. This is what I want to say. Break it into bits. Fix this. Then I'll have an outline, and all I need is the cues for me to keep on going, and then I'll be able to get through all of these. But before I do any of that, we have a problem in that we have chat, you guys, popping up in two different places, and my eyes don't happen to land on it, so I have to play catch up and read your comments later on. So I noticed this little feature right here where it says chat beta. It says here, prompter is now displaying your stream chat, which I don't know if that's the case. I wonder if it wants this to be the same computer. Oh, that'd be a bummer. Yeah, that'd be a real bummer if that's what I had to do. Yeah, I guess what I'll have to do is I'll just have to pop out this chat. Here, let me go live. We'll hear a little bit of myself popping up here. Yeah, that's me. And then let me pop out this chat, and I guess what I could do is I could change the color scheme maybe. But it looks like, oh, dang it. I was hoping this chat function would work on the consumer side, but I think it's only on the producer side. Oh, wait, you know what? Wouldn't be the worst thing on the planet for me to plug in this USB. Yeah, let me try doing it that way. Joshua Van Allen, do you know how I turn on dark mode? Probably there's like a switch. Hello, Rasmus. On the left side of the prompter. Oh. Under channels, add it there. Let's see this. Oh, yeah, you're right. Hey, good job, good job. Okay, so this is a Twitch channel. I don't want a Twitch channel, though. So I guess this is only for Twitch, perhaps. Although we could set it up. If somebody wants to go over to Night Attack. Yeah, look at that. It does. It says Night Attack connecting. Hold on, let me flip this over. If anybody wants to, here, I could go to the stream manager. That'd be kind of a fun. Hey, Josh Van Hellen's there. That's kind of fun. Yeah. Okay. All right. Not bad. Don't love that it's Twitch only, but that's a fine thing. Good job, Just JVA. Josh Van Allen. All right, so that's progress. That's another unlock that we get. So I'll do that. If you guys want my attention immediately, that's going to be the loudest way. But if you guys want to chat among yourselves, we can keep it on this chat. So now there's two chats. There's the Rogues Gallery, and then there's the Direct to Brian's Brain feed. Oh, that's kind of fun. Yeah, so this is the one over here that I will absolutely, I can't help but notice, because that's the only content there. And then that way, if you guys are chattering, because heaven forbid everything not be a metaphor for me being on stage performing, then it's like you guys are talking among yourselves, and that one I know that you're talking to me. Ooh, that's a great opportunity to remap what might have been a negative and make it a positive. So we'll do that until, and I suppose eventually that could be like a patron-only thing, but that's all for monetization, and we don't do that until after we've provided value. That's an important thing. Yeah, but that's great. If anybody is not on Twitch, again, that's twitch.tv/nightattack. If you get somebody could provide a link in the chat for either of the chat. That's great. So that's one task off the list. So now we get to move on and have fun and unbox stuff. I got the only things that I purchased that you guys might have missed, these magnetic guys are great. So I got 4 more of those. We got 8 total now. Now what I got to do is figure out how to keep them all powered at all times, because we were setting them out and then the batteries run dry, 2 or 3 hours into the program, which we don't want. I suspect that there are really long USB-C cables. There's certainly long USB-A cables, but I also got a power brick so I could charge all of these when they're not being used. But I suspect that what I could do on these stage flats over yonder, what I can do is I could screw just plates on into the wood, and then these guys will be able to click on wherever they like. That'll be something that we get to later on. And okay, so good. Well then let's open up this other stuff. What did we learn? We learned that these newer MS-150Cs, they have full dynamic range. They get bright, they get dim. They got every color that we could possibly want. The only reason, I mean, it does say that it's a mini, but they're pretty maxi for this space. Right now, all of my lighting is just 2 of these MS-150Cs, and then with a couple of these accents here and there. But I'm going to stop at these 4 of them because I think that'll fill out most of what we're doing. There will, for a little while, be a fair bit of me shuttling stuff around from one place to another, and then maybe I'll get annoyed and decide that it's worth, what are these, $100, $150 to just kind of have a permanent setup here or there. But I like everything being very, very temporary at first. I like everything being modular and flexible until you know exactly what you want. There is a ultimate end to that where you end up sort of getting lazy and just everything looks like it does right now. But that will not happen because what we want to do when you have ADD as bad as yours truly, you want to set up structures so that certain things become impossible. And one of the structures I'm setting up is I'm starting to get clients who actually want to listen to my advice, to be honest. It's a little bit of why I'm documenting all of this and making sure to get it all out to you is because, number one, this is going to be social proof that proves that everything works. And number two, it will eventually, this place will not only be a full-time extension of my body and mind that allows me to create content extremely quickly and pivot and participate in all kinds of discussions that right now we don't have the structures to do. But when people come over to seek my counsel, they'll be able to walk in, and again, in 5 seconds, it'll be clear, oh, whatever this is, this was all paid for with talking and ideas and Brian things. And I'm like, yes, it was. Now pay attention and pay me money. We learned about these. Here are my thoughts so far on these. First of all, I'm not a lighting person, so I have nothing to compare any of this to. But these guys seem extremely elegantly designed. I can't speak to the quality of builds. These aren't going to go on the road. They're not going to do gigs. But boy, have I been happy with these just in the brief days that we've had this one. And man, what a difference this diffuser and halo, I don't know the words, but yeah, it's pretty great. The one thing, if you guys want to go to work, you know, if it's fun for you, a problem I've not yet figured out how to solve is I like that all of the newers use the same Bluetooth ecosystem. I like the app a lot. I don't intend to be pulling out my phone and opening an app and doing this. This is not how I want to look at any point when the camera's going. Unless right now, when I'm pointing out what I don't want to look at. In that case, that's fine. But in general, I would love to get a Streamlabs configuration. And ultimately, I'd love to have one of these, or sorry, Streamlabs, Stream Deck. I'd love to have one of these Stream Deck Pluses, which I'll take you a tour on what I updated on this in multiple locations, which I should be able to do. But if anybody knows how a Stream Deck could take control of these Bluetooth guys, I have IFTTT, but from my very little research that I did yesterday, I'd have to write my own script. However, while that used to be impossible, we live in the age of intellectual prosthetics, my friends. And so that's just yet another skill I will have to download and enhance by way of my new BFF, Chatty G. All right, now, remember we talked earlier about how neurons that fire together wire together. This is now my third lap setting up one of these. And you watched, probably in agonizing real time, as I had to suss out. I refused to look at the instructions. Part of that is because, you know, ADD. But also part of that is because nobody really learns anything until they learn it for themselves. And in the case of just the act of getting frustrated and forcing myself to stop, back up, and ask, why is it designed this way? Oftentimes, you discover some of the best hidden gems, and we'll eventually get through. I could do half a day spelling out bit by bit why the YouTube interface is a masterclass in design that sets up incentives for you to win. And we'll talk more about that later. But for right now, I do remember figuring out that there was a shallow divot, and a longer divot. And likewise, there are these two things and one different one. So I line these up. Meanwhile, Josh in the chat just pointed out that you can write your own Stream Deck plugin. They make it pretty extensible. Never done it, but always interested in it. Yeah, so for details on that, what we'll want to do, I believe when I was talking to Chatty G, it said that you have to use a... Oh, Jeepers. It was like you have to set up a port something or other and have a script running, but then it could via Bluetooth talk to all the newer things and make a call. I remember making a note on that particular thread so I could visit it later. Ah, yes, excellent. So let me check in on the Rogues Gallery. What did I miss? Okay. Elgato usually makes their platform pretty extensible. Yeah. This is also the benefit. You know, when you're on the bleeding edge, you're out there alone usually. Yeah, there we go. Josh points out it's likely some web server and some JavaScript running for the plugin. Yeah, that's almost certainly what it said. And I never would have believed that I could do that stuff, except for I got a subscription to Bolt.new, started playing around with that, and I'll be danged if I didn't make some web apps simply by saying, no, more like this, more like that. That used to be the realm of ordering other humans around, but now it's the realm for all of us. Speaking of which, we'll visit this topic a number of times, but it's been fascinating to watch the whole world kind of get it. What the bleeding edge people saw in the very early moments of AI, now almost everybody is beginning to see. Although, I don't know if you guys follow the ChatGPT subreddit, that's been really interesting because it's clearly a bunch of, forgive me, kids who, even if they're wrong about a bunch of things, it is extremely valuable to sit and watch how other people are wrong about things and to watch what kind of metaphors they engage in. And yes, the temptation is very, very large to just jump in and help and clarify or whatever. But that would be what Justin Robert Young admonishes me for robbing myself of dopamine. So in other words, like, use that dopamine, register that the world has bad metaphors and it needs Brian's metaphor-making superpower to simplify things, and channel it into a healthy, appropriate venue, which again brings us back to why we're building this. Okay. I do like the fact it really does look like a radar gun. I don't know why that tickles me so, especially when the lights come blasting in. This case intrigues me because clearly, like, I understand, well, I guess if you're renting equipment or if you're setting up mobile studios, yeah, you do need all of this stuff. I take it back. I was gonna, and this probably costs all of, I don't know, $3-4 to make, and it makes sure it I do love the efficiency of handling two things. It handles packing for all around the world inside of a cardboard box, but then it goes on to have a useful life as transportation for going to gigs and stuff. Although I don't know, I may just throw these away because I'm never going to pack all this stuff back. And if I am going to a gig, it'll be rare enough that I need all these that I would just lay them all down in a blanket in the back of the Jeep or something. Anyway, let me get this guy a little bit of power. So we were talking about aligning incentives so that the easiest path is always the most effective one. That's another thing I like about doing these live streams is number one, whenever possible, you want to err on the side of being as authentic as you can. And number two, incentives are now aligned where making things neat and tidy and making this place as cool as possible not only will be effective for production, not only will it be nice looking, but it will please the audience. And so I wouldn't like an unresolved narrative of setting this up and having it continue to look like garbage. But instead, I would like to set everything up and then continuously evolve it. For example, you guys already saw that when we first bought this place. Remember, this room was completely unusable. So we made content out of sound dampening everything. So eventually, again, the multiple layers, the most basic of which is the layer of making good on my promise to the Founders Club. Again, very prominently featured on the plaque. I'm trying to figure out which of these guys to... no, it's fine. Oh, that's funny. I was like, why is there a newer thing there? All right, here we go. Oh, Josh, dude, just made my day. In the chat, Joshua Van Allen said, just saying these live streams and the progression, regardless of how small it is, insanely motivating for my own projects. That's an important thing to remember, is that the process can be its own reward of content. You know, at the brain level, that's what scientists describe as you're firing mirror neurons. And the way they figured that out is you take a monkey, you have it do a thing in an MRI, and they see which neurons fire. But then you have a monkey, instead of doing that thing or thinking about doing that thing, you have that monkey watch another monkey do that thing, same neurons fire. So those mirror neurons, it's the same. I think of it as the Bob Ross effect. Like whatever it is you're doing, whatever percentage of your brain is being put on it, it's like you're there painting with Bob Ross. Let's see. Hello, this is Brian. Hello. So if anybody doesn't answer in the first 1 second, I say hello very slowly and then hang up. If it was a human, they will think we got disconnected and call me back. Spoiler alert, it is never ever a human, except for the 1 in 100 times that it is. Speaking of mirror neurons, you guys want a gift? Well, I'm going to give you a gift. Here we go. On in. Let's get all the way in. Wait for it. Let's fire some mirror neurons as we... Oh, wait. There we go. This is like ASMR for nerds. I love it. I guess ASMR is ASMR for nerds. Oh, wait, it fell. Oh, hold on. Oh, let me get distracted. And now you're more engaged. Oh, tantric. There we go. You know what? I'm only going to finish it. Oh, okay, all right. All right. And there we go. Pew! Pew! It's a little bit like you can see all of the sneezes and opened beer cans in front of these monitors. Oh my God, that's another to do. We gotta. This is like walking into a seedy hotel room and putting a black light up. I need to learn the best way to get these monitors perfectly sparkling. All right. Um, okay, so right now, if you guys take a look, we got the infinity symbol flashing. Oh, so this is a little bit warm, but I don't think I'm going to get in trouble by setting it face down. As I bust out the newer app. No, I will not upgrade. Scanning available devices and connecting. And so give me another device. Search, 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 Senora. Oh, there it is. Yeah, give me that. Give me that. Well, it didn't like one of these. Oh, it did. It liked both of them. All right, all right. So now this guy goes beep, 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 beep. And let's see, we could do silly things. Wait for it. Wait for it. FX. Yeah, this lightning. Oh, wait, you could have different speeds for different lightning. Okay. Now I don't mind it being a pattern so much. Yeah, okay, you could slow down the speed. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, set each of these up individually. This one's called defective bulb, which I guess, well, you know what? Let me try defective bulb on the light tubes. That'll be fun when we get 4 of those. So RGB, we're at halfway on red on one tube, and we are at... Huh. Oh, I definitely just changed a thing. Whoops. Okay, well, whatever. I'm going to redo all these. I can either choose to be disappointed, or I could choose to be excited that I have another opportunity to learn. Let's do defective bulb. So if I did it right, they should look sufficiently creepy. Hey, that works. Explosion, this effect is used for, like, you put it behind a window. In fact, here, let's do this. This will be funny. All right, I'm gonna create a group. See, lights. Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, I see. Okay. Custom configuration. Group 2. Let's do RGB. Let's do effects. Let's do... Oh, man. We're about to... Wait. Hold on. And pop this. Go all out. We'll move this guy over. Okay, so these guys are synchronized. And so I think you can make them less synchronized. Now we're getting into the weeds. We're not doing work, we're playing, which has a place. But for now, all I want to do is, let me look at the group. Let me see if I can put everything in. Actually, I don't want to mess up the current lighting, except for I just did. Whoops. Well, shit. I don't know how to go back. So instead, I will just add all to the group, and we'll decide this is what we wanted to do today. Edit group. Put them all in. Confirm configuration. This is everything. Although I'm not going to turn on these little magnet guys. Device failed. Yeah, let me get out of the group. Let me turn on. So we've got another. Okay, yeah, they are all here. So we'll set the group to which device failed? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's that one. All right. So this is another effect that I hadn't considered, but basically, when it comes to live in the moment stuff, you do want all of these to work, but it's not entirely clear to me what I'm going to use them for in that regard. Let me go to my device. Let's go to this guy. Let me switch it to uh, okay, that guy is fine. This guy. Oh, that is very bright. Yeah, the best version of me should be able to do all this on the fly. So I guess I might as well learn to do it. Although that 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 flashing has to go. I think it's ambitious to try to get all of these guys on Bluetooth at the exact same time. So I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, in fact, I'm losing some here or there. So instead, I'll go ahead and kill the group, and we'll just set everything up individually until we have a proper reason to do all this. And we have another light to set up. Mainly right now, what we want to do is just stop all this crazy stuff. Hey, you light. Let's do this RGB. Great. Hey, you light. Let's do this RGB. Okay, and let's do these. Okay, and then hey, you light. Let's stop being a defective bulb because it's driving me nuts. Although, cop car is pretty funny. But instead, I'm just going to do this. Give me a plain Jane light. Slightly warm, color temperature. We'll drop down this, and this particular light pole has kind of a janky top, which is bad for the precision that we want on those LED tubes, but should be a-okay for just one of these guys mounted. And I'm going to go set this guy far away from here because I am declaring the cockpit. By the way, I'm calling this the cockpit. The cockpit has sufficient light. So now let's get the program out going so I can see how this looks. And I'm going to let's do this guy. Oh, what a difference that makes. Nice. Okay, watch this. Ah, check this out. Oh, this is neat. This is the very first time I'm getting to go remote at all. So let's take this guy. Let's bring down. Oh, well, that's very not bright. Okay, so what we have right here is a little bit too much fill. I'm starting to get pancake face, which we don't want. Oh, look at this. Interesting. More possibilities. Intriguing. You know what I'll do? Let me make the peanut gallery, or sorry, the rogues gallery. Let me never call it the peanut gallery. Yeah, so I think I can reduce. Where am I getting this light from? Yeah, it is up there. So what we want to do is maybe try a different. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, but that. Do you guys see that red halo right on my greasy forehead? Don't like that. So I'm going to attribute that to positioning. I'm going to see if I can scooch it. I could also put a diffuser on there. But that's not bad. So meanwhile, this guy over here is still filling. Look at how orange I am from all the way across the room. That is a good 20 feet away. And yet, look what a difference. Oh no, I'm wrong. Oh, I love it when I'm wrong. Oh, that's so much more interesting than being right. So this guy reads as very, very orange. So that must be just a color temperature correction. You could see just a kiss of daylight out behind me. So now I get to learn a bit about color temperatures. So let me turn this guy off. Oh my God. Just, guys, the possibilities. Especially like, imagine me being able to set everything up and with a couple of remote tweakers, one Stream Deck Plus here would give me full control over all 4 cameras. And the app would give me full control over all the lighting. And what's up? Oh, sound. The X32, I guess really, guys, with a laptop, I'd have full control of everything. I wouldn't even need a full laptop. Oh man. And the ability to oh yeah. Is there currently a solution anywhere in the realm of, I assume it's not like it went away, but something close to what Go to My PC used to do before it was shown to be incredibly unsafe? The ability to manipulate a desktop over your phone? I bet there is. Okay, so let's turn this guy on and see how dim we can get him. All right. And same thing with this guy. Bring him down just a scooch. Warm up this tone. I bet the color temperature should be colder to match the sunlight outside, right? And then meanwhile, that guy on top is a little bit too much. So let me adjust the color. This is the first time I'm now in uncharted territory as I'm learning about color temperatures. Yeah. Like that. I am a bit surprised at just how, at that shine on my forehead. It's very dark in here, so it makes me think that I need to brighten up all of the lights. Let's see what happens if we turn everything up to crazy. This is the kind of thing that you get away with doing when nobody else is frustrated, standing there waiting for you to get it right. But it's also the most valuable thing because you get to internalize the process, and it's more important to know why something doesn't work than to know why it works. Kind of like when it comes to... Okay, so it seems like no matter what, this guy really wants to just really stick it to me on that forehead. But this is amazing intel in terms of learning. So in this case, we're a little bit washed out. We want just a little bit of contrast. What I'd probably do is add, you know what I could do? How about this? Let's take this tube, make him a little bit brighter. What I'm concerned about is the kind of artifacting that is a tell that we're not using nice cameras. Although eventually, okay, shit. I guess it's decided. I definitely need a second Stream Deck Plus because the ability to not control the cameras from here is agonizing. And guess I could keep it to the 1 and try. You know what? Let's try an extension cord first on that, and that'll give us good insight as to, because maybe it's just the kind of thing as like you carry the conch with you. The Stream Deck app, I had not even considered, Josh Van Allen. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. This is the kind of benefit you get from keeping your mind flexible and not being afraid to be dumb in public. Wow. Didn't even know there was a Stream Deck app. Ha! You don't know what you don't know. That's one of the things that I've been learning going back and creating these kind of perfect editions of the Modern Rogue. Now that I know a lot more, I have that same curse of knowledge that the viewers had. And it is truly agonizing to watch some of the dangerous shit that Jason and I were doing. But, okay. Connect your computer, allow. Sure. I gotta click yes. Oh my God. The world is so awesome, guys. Let me. Okay. Oh, so I do have to set it all up again, but that's fine. So let me just, okay, here we go. Let's do this. All right, all right. So here's what I'm doing. Let's give you a little bit of a peekaboo. I don't think there's any privileged information up here. So Stream Deck Mobile. What I will do is I will go to the, let's do Stream Deck Plus. Let's take some of these guys that we already have. For example, let's say take the close-up button. I'm going to copy that. That is cam 1. Oh, actually, ding. Oh, this is going to be tedious, isn't it? Because I'm going to have to, well, nothing to it but to do it. Okay, let's get started. By the way, you guys shout at me if I whoopsie doodle any sensitive information. I don't think. You know what? We could just leave it at that. I don't think. So this one right here is the camera that was on me. So let me just copy here. Oh, that's going to be tedious. Paste there. Copy here. Paste here. Copy here. Paste here. Copy here. Paste here. Yes. If you guys see an inefficiency, call it out. Sure. For now, we'll just copy everything as it is, just for the sake of getting things started. But I am aware that we are building infrastructure on a very precarious, brittle structure, which is fine so long as you do it consciously. Oh shit. Oh no, it's fine. I've not wasted anything. Stream Deck Plus. Mobile. There might be a keystroke that I could save by doing some of this, but that is identical. And so now I got to figure out which of these I use the most. Probably zoom. Oh, so many clicks. That's all right. Okay, so that you know what? It's probably easier for me to just drag it straight from here. Let's do OBS. We're gonna adjust webcam there. Title. Which one is this? This one is UG. I got lucky. Look at these. I got UG. That one's hard. Quirk and Whelp. So those are easy to remember. But we're doing UG. We're going to zoom. +5. Zoom in. And now we're going to swap this and it's going to say, are you serious? Are you for reals? UG. Zoom. -5. All right. And then go plus. I'm going to drag 2, put it over there. Nope. I'm going to do everything the same. I wish I could copy an entire... can you have 2 Stream Deck instances side by side so you could just drag buttons from one to the other? Because right now I'm having to do a lot of clicks to get from point A to point B. You know what? Let's at least test what I got right now. Actually, here, I'll do the quad shot. Let me set up another shot. So now under shortcuts, let's go to settings. I'm going to go to shortcuts. I'll put this up here so you can see shortcuts. I'm going to do new. Wait, where's, oh, add. That's what it is. Find. Oh my God. Okay, good. All right. Find. Get more keys. Upgrade to Pro. Customize up to $24 a year. Fine. It's already proven its worth. Unable to complete purchase. Oh, and it says because you're already subscribed. Okay, so now let's do this. Find. Oh, I know what I need to do. Let me do cancel. So here's what I'll do is I have to go to vMix, take a shortcut, take a shortcut, take a shortcut, take a shortcut, take a shortcut. And now these guys are talking. So now I can set up a shortcut. And now I can say add. And now I can say find. And now I can click that. And then upon up, it will select. Let's do, what is the name of this quad shot? Color 6. So it'll be a wipe is the function. We want to make it pretty much instantaneous. The input will be color 6. I should rename all of these, but that's fine for now. And so if I do this right, hey, okay, great. And then, okay, here we go. So for this, let me edit this again. There we go. And if I edit this, this display says default. I'm going to do thumbnail instead. Oh, wonderful. Look at that. You see it right there. It's got the quad shot in there. Oh, can you not see it? Allow me to adjust the focus. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. Oh, man. Here I was thinking I was all cool. Wait, can it? Oh, nope, that's the zoom I'm affecting. All of this will become muscle memory. There we go. Neat. And so now I just tap this, and I can set up more of these. Oh, I have to cancel out of this to set this up through the clicky interface. Okay, let's get started. All right, next one. Set up a shortcut. Settings, shortcuts. Back up here. Let's find the next one. It's this one. And there's a button down and a button up state on the app as well. That's fantastic. Let's set this one to... The name is 3-Shot Media. So we'll do add, find, this one, function, wipe, pretty much instantaneous, input, 3-Shot Media, display, thumbnail, through the web services. And now, you know what? Let me also do screen capture. So you find this one. Okay. Screen capture. Whoops, I need to add find this one. Screen capture. Wipe. Oh, so many inputs. The screen desktop capture is what it's called. Beautiful. And again, if I was smarter, I'd have titles for all these, but this is the thing when you build a system, you get to not worry about that stuff because you're the one who built it. But that will be a good hygiene episode for us to do. All right, and let's do another one. Wait. Can I see, sorry, I'm checking out. Finally getting caught up on what you guys have been talking about. So you can copy a profile over. Hey, David. Yeah, I'm setting up. So, David, how much of the previous chapters of all of this stuff have you seen? We've got a couple of Stream Deck solutions that we like a lot. The Plus is configured, and I was in the middle of wondering if I should set up another Plus, and then somebody said, can't you use an app? At which point I learned there's an app. And so now that's what I'm setting up. But so far I've got these, and this one can do this. Oh, holding it down doesn't work. You gotta do this. And I need a manual focus on that one too. Okay, that changes things a little bit. So I do want the nested pages to be... So here's what I'll do. I will... Let's go to this guy right here. Nope. Okay, that's just a different one. I see. So if I want this to be kind of an echo of what I'm doing on the plus, then what I need to do is set this one up as, go to shortcuts, we'll add one, find this guy right here, okay, function, we're going to wipe, make it pretty much instantaneous. We will take camera, this is 2 I'm setting up. So take bot 2 and we will display the thumbnail on that. And sure enough, oh, it's getting better and better, guys. Whoops, I definitely just turned off the camera. That's okay though. Instead of take, maybe I'll disable that turn off altogether. I don't know why I'd ever need to stop and start the camera. Let's get this in focus. Scoot it a little to the right. There we go. So now what I have is, well, here, I'll take the quad shot and you can see. So now this guy is controlling this one. Now what I don't have is focus, but I could turn on autofocus and turn it off. So maybe that's what I should do, is if these are cameras, so this one can be page 1, because that's what it is over here. This take program can be down here, focus can be down here, and then these two can become manual focus. So what would that look like? Let's go to desktop capture. Oh, I goofed. I have to kill this and then manually do this. Yep. Okay, so let me remember what I just said. First off, move autofocus down to here. I like that because this whole column becomes focus related. So what that means is that I take adjust webcam and put it here, and we are using UG, and then that becomes manual focus +1, and likewise manual focus -1. Okay. And this guy is go to the quad shot. This guy should be go to 5. So we're going to go to page. I'm getting close to disabling that. Let's see. Yeah. Go to page 5. You know what? Don't ask me again. I know when I'm replacing things. That's right. I've grown a lot since you were in charge. And also, this is not camera 1. This is camera 2. So I'm going to move it to camera 2. So let's... Okay, one more thing I do want to do while I'm here is let's make this guy the media 3 shot. Yeah, okay, I like this. We'll try this for a little bit. Settings, shortcuts. Shortcuts here. I'm gonna find this guy. We're going to make it a, I did it again. Add first, then find. That is okay. That's how we learn. And now we're going to make that a wipe. Pretty much instantaneous. To reshot media. Display the thumbnail. Okay. And then we're going to add one more. And I think we'll have one full page that we could try out. Oh, except for one thing. But that's all right. Maybe. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll refine it in a bit. Function. This will be another wipe. And I guess I'll make this Okay, you know what? I have an idea. I have a crazy idea. No, it is a crazy idea. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. Too crazy! Desktop capture. All right, this works for now. And then let's do this. Let's go over to 5. And what we'll do is each of these will be vmixes. Yeah, okay. So these will be go to pages first. Yeah, here we go. We'll do go to page 1. Secretly, it's camera 1. Go to page 2. Go to page 3. Go to page 4. So this is 2. This is 3. This is 4. Okay. And then these guys will be vmix commands that I'll set up right now. These will be all the cam shots. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is coming together. So we'll do a vmix, a vmix, a vmix, a vmix, a vmix. And now we get to come back over here. We're going to add find 1. And that is going to wipe us to bot number 1. We want it fast. And we want to see the thumbnail. And then we're going to add, we're getting real close to a must save situation. 2. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and must save it right now. Okay, here. So I'm going to save. Oh, I got to close this to save it. Worth it. Did too much work. Now, I believe Stream Deck saves automatically, but you know what I'll do? I think I can save profile just in case. I'll give a date on this. Profiles. Default profile. Nope, I guess it's just all up to date. Crazy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Joshua Van Allen, 100% right. Backups of backups for the win. All right, and then let's get number 3. We'll keep on. We'll just round this out, and then we'll take it on a test run. Almost done. So if we go down to add again, we're going to find, we're going to do this third guy. What? Find this third guy. Oh, wait a minute. Am I not connected? Can we get a parity check real quick? Make sure you guys are still here. You guys could tell me if we're getting spectrumed. Okay, all right. I just got to see this little warning here. It says bitrate dropped. And then the music stopped for a second. I thought something dreadful happened. Okay. But I know for sure. Okay, so this guy, take program number 3, bot 3. Oh, that's what I was missing. Derp, derp, derpy, derp. I didn't set these to anything. What? Oh, set wipe. So this guy, let's edit. You gotta wipe. You gotta tell it what to wipe to. Actually, I don't want to muck up. Okay. Let me... Bunch of these thumbnails aren't showing up. I don't like that. What are you doing here? See, this guy. How do I tell what I'm doing? Title. Okay, let's go back and check it again. Okay, that works. Manual focus works. 5. So I guess let me just keep on adding. Oh, it should write over if one function or button is doing a thing. Yeah, okay. I can work with this. So this guy, button up is a wipe. 10 milliseconds. 2, bot 2. That's what I was forgetting to do. Thumbnail and good. Okay. So, as a matter of fact here. So you guys can kind of see what's up. So this is what I'm working on. Main page right here. So cam 1, 2, 3, 4. And then these will be take programs. And then I'll go ahead and I'll make number 5, the quad shot. And to see it, well, cancel. Gotcha, sucker. All right, so we're going to add. Oh, man, now we're speeding up. We are barreling towards unconscious competence, which is the peak condition, at which point you know what you're doing, and you don't even need to think about how you know what you're doing. So let's do quad shot, which I believe is labeled color 6. Oh, yeah, we should wipe to it. That's a good call. 10 milliseconds. Thumbnail. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll add another. Find this button. This will be bot 1. Wipe. Bot 1. Okay. Wonder if I will not allow myself to get distracted. This guy. I gotcha. Fast wipe. Not gonna get me to forget this time. So one of the tidbits in the book I'm reading right now is called, I think it's called Thinking Outside the Brain. No, it's got a fancier title, but it should have been called Thinking Outside the Brain. And it talks about all the ways that kinesthetic anchoring allows people to remember much more. And the example they gave that I thought was money was they had a bunch of actors who were remembering lines from a play they did like 1 billion years ago. And what they did was they had them try to remember the lines just straight, and then they had a hard time remembering them. But then they had them actually pick up all of the props that they would do. And then once they were all the way in the moment, in the character, they had no difficulty remembering all of the lines. And likewise, as I was reading that, like, I don't know if you just handed me a pencil and a blank pad of paper, I could exactly nail every line from the fire eating routine at this moment under fire. But when you put a torch in my hand and there's flames, everything is in sync. It's a full body access of all those well-established neural pathways. So likewise, that's the repetition happens, the doing it under fire matters, and all of those pathways are deepened. So just now I'm seeing Kevin Barber saying that we could back up in Stream Deck, go to Preferences, Profiles, right-click on the profile, and export or backup all. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can go to the profile, right-click, and click, right, profiles. What? Go to Preferences. There they are. What are my preferences? Right click. A backup all. Create backup. Yeah! Wow, it just does it right in the root directory? Sure, why not? Brian. OBS bots. 2025 1. Okay. Yes, fine. Put it in the shwoo file. All right. Where were we? Kill all this. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Robert Young. Yo, dude, do you know there's look, yo, you know you could do this on mobile as well. Look at this, yeah, right, with the things, and then look, you can control cameras with the things, and then switch the things, and there's a lot of buttons.
So many to choose from.
So many to choose from. I set up a key light. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up this stream because we are going to switch over to doing the bones. The bones. But we'll be pressing record on this, so that'll be fun. I will catch you guys later on. Hopefully, we'll be able to do some stuff later on today. I also have a podcast I have to do with Andrew Heaton, so watch for that as well. What's that? Oh, is today his birthday?
Yep.
All right.
You knew it.
I totally knew it. Bye, guys.